Heyo, it's Jetty. Are you a procrastinator? Are you procrastinating right now? Well, let me put your mind at ease, because odds are that you are not on my level. Procrastinating is who I am. It's in the blood I bleed, the air I breathe, and the piss I pee. I never do anything unless I absolutely have to, because putting things off turns me on. For real though, I am not well. Maybe you wait until the last minute on deadlines, or take too long to do chores. Maybe you live in a little bit of squalor. But do you ever procrastinate going to the bathroom? Man, I really need to piss, but I think I should really listen to Booga Bagooba PP Lettuce.mp3 just one more time before I go do that, just to be safe. Oh, right! Generally, my procrastination habit doesn't cause too many problems in my day-to-day life. I mostly just show up late to things or take way too long to text people back. However, one task I seem to have particular beef with on a regular basis is sleeping. Yeah, even being unconscious and doing literally nothing can be a pretty big ask sometimes. So today I'm yapping about sleep procrastination. What is it, why does it happen, and what can you do about it? If you clicked on this video and it's 4:52 a.m., even though you told yourself you'd go to bed by 2, then keep watching, just one more video. Sleep procrastination is when you willingly put off going to bed for basically no reason. I don't mean pulling an all-nighter, working, gaming, or gooning. I mean having absolutely nothing to do, dead tired, just finding increasingly convoluted ways to kill time to avoid going to bed. It's apparently a pretty common behavior, especially among adults and people with depression and anxiety. Stress. One of the most common reasons people stay up too late is because they don't have enough free time throughout the day. We all need a certain amount of time to do things we want to do, otherwise we'll get really sad and bitter. So if you have obligations that keep you busy until late at night, your options are basically go to bed and return to the cyclone of suffering, or stay up and chill for a bit first. Staying up in this circumstance is called revenge bedtime procrastination. Basically, you're just getting in that me time even if it kills you, and honestly, yeah, slay. The other reason for sleep procrastinating is being an overall nervous wreck. I can relate to this one. As a 20-something terminally online queer, I basically live in fight or flight mode. When I'm around people during the day, I feel like at any moment I can make some kind of mistake and everyone I know will come out of nowhere and beat me with rocks and set me on fire. So staying up till the ass crack of dawn is a way for me to avoid all that for as long as possible. When 5 a.m. rolls around and I can barely function, it's still tempting for me to watch just one more video or browse through all my audio files one more time, because I know that when I go to bed, I'll have a whole nother day to get through in the morning. If this sounds like you, then you're probably sleep procrastinating because of anxiety. Why is this a problem? Sleep procrastination causes the sleep you do get to become something called poo-poo doo-doo. Even if you sleep in and get a full 8 hours, staying up too late can still lower your sleep quality. This is because 8 hours of poo-poo doo-doo sleep is not as good as 5 hours of eepy-gleepy sleep. Basically, 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. is just not built the same as 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. We just get better sleep in the dark. So if you go to bed like 5 minutes before the sun comes up, you're basically getting a debuff on whatever time you do actually sleep for. Not getting good enough sleep over time can cause a lot of problems as well. The most inconvenient of these problems being a worsening of anxiety and depression symptoms. Around and around we go. Psychologically speaking, putting off sleep is also just kind of a bad way to avoid anxiety anyway, because all you're really doing is just replacing the anxiety of waking up with the anxiety that everyone hates you and you're a terrible person. You know, that feeling that starts kicking in once your brain starts getting a little too tired? You know that age-old wisdom, if you hate everyone, eat food, if everyone hates you, go to sleep, if you hate yourself, take a shower? That shit is so real. So if you're up really late and everyone hates you, and you have to go to sleep, but the anxiety is making it hard to go to bed, how do we fix that? If you look up solutions for this problem on Google, you'll get a lot of super helpful advice, which pretty much just amounts to, I don't know, just don't do that. Needless to say, go to bed and wake up at the same time every day is really not addressing the issue. Like, yeah, that's why I'm here. Now, like, how do I do that? Just to get these out of the way, if you mostly stay up just because you aren't tired, then here are some useful tips for helping you feel sleepier at night. 1. Don't drink caffeine past like 6 p.m. Caffeine's half-life in the body is about 4 to 6 hours, meaning that's how long it takes for like half of it to be out of your system. It can take pretty much all day for all of it to make its way out of you. There's a lot of like receptor stuff I could get into, but just to keep things simple, caffeine is like a little guy in your brain that keeps it from replenishing itself. So if you have enough caffeine in your system, a full night of sleep is basically no different from just lying in bed with your eyes open all night. So try to avoid caffeine within 6 or so hours of when you want to be in bed. 2, don't eat anything within like 3 hours of sleep time. Digesting food takes energy, so it tends to keep your body awake. Sleeping and digesting food at the same time just makes both of them worse. And this can also cause weight gain on the side. 3, reduce light exposure. Put your screen on night mode, wear blue light blocking glasses, have all the lights off in your room, that kind of thing. Avoiding screens altogether is honestly best, but I doubt people watching this video are going to start reading books by candlelight, so don't worry about it. Okay, that's all out of the way. So here's how you stop sleep procrastination if just being sleepy isn't enough. Fixing your sleep schedule is a lot more about fixing the issues in your life that motivate you to stay up in the first place. How to actually do that just sort of depends on your specific circumstances, so if you or somebody you know is going to bed at absolute goblin hours every single night with no consistency, then you're going to have to do some strategizing on your own. However, there are some general starting points depending on which type of sleep procrastinator you are. If you're staying up because you don't have enough free time during the day, the only solution is that you just have to make more free time during the day. There's not really any way around it. If this is a you problem though, like you spend too much time on tasks that you know you could finish really fast, then you need to start getting those things done faster if you want to sleep normal. Figuring out some kind of system for getting stuff done quicker is like an important quality of life priority that you should take care of with the same urgency as fixing a leaky pipe or changing a flat tire. I was and am definitely like this. All throughout college and especially grad school, I would literally set aside entire days to do assignments I knew I could finish in like 2 hours. Just because I knew like I could only motivate myself to work for like 10 minutes at a time. The root of that problem, of course, being that like I just really didn't care about what I was doing, which is kind of impossible to fix if you're not doing something you really want to do. But I did find it helpful to split tasks up into like little parts that were individually very easy to do, and then giving myself arbitrary deadlines to finish each one. It was a decent enough way to tap into the last minute Super Saiyan mode I would get into like 1 hour before something was due, without actually having to wait until that point. Your mileage may vary, of course, depending on how easy your mental state is to manipulate. Point is though, if you have tasks that you can finish quickly, but you aren't, and that's draining your free time and causing you to sleep procrastinate, then you need to find something that works for you, or you need to lessen your load somehow. On the topic of lessening loads, if it's not a you problem, like you just genuinely don't have any free time and there's nothing you can do about it, then you need a different life. You only get one go, so don't waste it all toiling away for some never-ending Sigma grind set if you have any other choice. It's not the worst thing in the world to just slow things down for a while, if you can. Obviously, you gotta do what you gotta do, but if your current circumstance is one where you're sacrificing sleep for just a little bit of extra free time, then it's not sustainable. Figuring out a way to lessen the load before you break should be like your #1 priority if this is you. If you're staying up because of anxiety, there are a few things you can do to make going to bed a little easier. Obviously, this isn't a guide on how to cure your anxiety, I'm not that good, but here are some things I've noticed that get me into bed with a bit less resistance. Having something to look forward to in the morning, or whenever you wake up, is a really good way to get yourself to sleep. Because of what I mentioned earlier, I try really hard not to eat late at night, so I've noticed if I start getting really hungry, it's super easy to go to bed because I just really want to wake up and make breakfast and have coffee again. Something else that might help you feel a little less anxious about the coming day is writing out a list for the day. Just, strategizing, planning out what you're doing or things you need to get done. This way you can satisfy your brain long enough to stop thinking about it. If I'm particularly sludge moding, what helps me is to stop waiting for a, quote, like good time to go to bed and to just close everything and go. I kind of visualize myself as being under some kind of like dopamine mind control spell, and I take advantage of that brief moment of self-awareness to just shut it all down. When you start kind of hyping yourself up and rewarding yourself for like just doing something immediately when you want to instead of waiting, it can make you feel a lot more in control of yourself. On that note, sometimes going to bed really is just like a leap of faith in this situation. And you know what? Every morning I wake up, I go about my day, and I'm fine. So you probably will be too. Sleep procrastination is bad. Figure out how to stop being stressed and anxious and go to bed.